Got a new video. Today we're going to do a review and test of the Sticky Dash Fix product. Some of you may be aware of it, some of you may not. And this is a company that's based out of Australia. So I ordered this kit for the LS460. Most of you know that the dash and door panels and whatnot on a lot of the earlier 460s had the issue with the material, and when it gets hot, it would just start to get sticky and tacky and disintegrate basically over time. Well, Lexus did good on fixing a lot of that. On my 07, it's the very early generation of the 07. The only thing that wasn't covered on mine, because they'd already done it, is the door panels. And if you can see the top of the door where it's kind of shiny, you see some fingerprints and whatnot. That's what I'm after today. The door pad itself, handle is leather. They've replaced everything else inside. The pad, the glove box, center console, driver's kick panel. So this product here I ordered at the end of May. Heard about it a little bit on the Lexus forums. Ordered it. They shipped it June 1st. I got it July 7th or something like that. So a little more than 5 weeks from Australia. So even with them saying that was expedited shipping, it still took a while. So if you order this product right now, give it time. So don't be in a hurry. Comes with the surface cleaner and the coating. Gives you a couple little foam brushes, a glove, a spray pump for the surface cleaner, a towel, and then instructions. The instructions are pretty thorough. The only thing it really kind of warns you about is not to apply the coating particularly on dashes. Most of them nowadays will have an airbag on the driver's side. And that's where they warn you that if you put the coating on that section where the seam is, that you may have an issue with the airbag not deploying. They tell you not to do that. So I had to think about it a little bit, thinking, well, I'm not using it on the dash since I don't need to. So in reading the instructions some more, it says to use the cleaner with the spray pump. That's what the towel's for. Just to kind of wipe off any oils and dirt, and it'll clean off the leftover. If your material has been sticky and you can feel that it's tacky, it'll pull that off and clean that up, which is what you want it to do. And then once you've done that, you do the foam brush. It gives you two sizes. I'll probably use the small one for the door top guard. To do a coating. It says several coatings may be required depending on the severity of the issue, or if it's an area that is more prone to the sun and getting tacky faster. So on the door guards, it's basically the area right up in the closer to the air vent. That seems to be on mine where it gets the most of the issue. Back here, not so bad, even though I do got tinted windows. It's just the heat. It gets hot still, and the sun's going through that window. It really shows up. So the coating, I thought, well, heck, they say it's Lexus black. If you look on their website, they make it for other makes and models, so it's not just a Lexus thing. Lexus black kind of had me confused, thinking, well, it's not really a black material. And then I thought about it and read it some more, and I go, well, it's really not like a cover-up paint. It's more of just a coating. So the Lexus black doesn't really mean much. It's not going to be like black paint. So it says to make several light coats. You kind of build it up. How many coats you will need depends on the severity, again, of your issue. So I'm thinking on the doors, maybe 3 coats. It also says that if you finish your your fix there, and you put everything back together. You know, there's more than enough material in here to cover the dash, if you had to do the dash. So it just says to wash off the foam pads to reuse if you need them, or you can just buy new ones. They're not that expensive. And you know, if you find that after you've done it, you still get some areas that still does it, then you can go back and do it again. Maintaining it, it just says to keep it clean. Don't use any other products on it. No Armor All type stuff, and to do that. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of review this before I got busy on it. I'm probably going to have to mask, tape off a lot of area here. So we'll see how that goes. Because it says that if you get the cleaner on the on a hard plastic, you can get it off there. It's just you have to kind of scrape it off. So best to avoid all that and just to mask off what you don't want the coating to get onto. So I'll do one side first, film that, and then just kind of go with that. So we'll stop it here and we'll resume in a little bit. Okay, quick update. I masked off what I wanted to do, especially on the wood trim. I sprayed the cleaner on it. Basically what it says on the cleaner is to wipe it, spray it down, wipe it. You gotta give it some time to dry. So don't rub it into the material. Just kind of even stroke from, you know, front to back basically until you get it all covered. So that's kind of what it looks like now. I did the driver's side on that side. It also said not to use the cleaner again for after 2 weeks after you apply it, because the cleaner will soften up the coating, then you could wind up peeling everything off. So if you do this, wait a month if you need to use it as a cleaner. I think that's what it said, if just kind of maintain it. Of course, you can always put more product on if you need be, but we're just kind of see how this goes. It says on the product itself, it says to just put it in a plastic container. So I'll just use one of these little cups. Shake it well before you use it. It says to apply it in even strokes, just lightly. You give it about 30 minutes dry time between each one. It's not so bad weather-wise today. It's a little humid, but not terrible. We had some good rain this morning. But that's what we'll do next, and we'll come back then. Okay. If you can see it or not, it's got a one coat on it. I was a little surprised because it does come out black. So they were right about that. And I just assumed it was a clear. But when it dries in there, it tends to blend in. So it probably won't be a black. It'll just be black, and then it just kind of blends in. It fades into the color. So it may darken the gray just a little bit, but we'll see. That's just kind of one coat. Just kind of make an even stroke. It says to put it basically on one side of the foam brush as you wipe, so the top part doesn't have anything on it. And that's mainly for the dash part, so you don't get, you know, stuff on the windshield when you get that close to the windshield. But at least I'll do it that way, so when I get into the corners, I'm not getting too bad on the edge like I did there. So that should come off with a little scraping, but definitely mask up your other material so you don't get any overlap on there. So that's just one coat. We'll give it some time to dry, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay. All right, we're back now. I have completed 4 coats of the protectant using the foam brush. You can see how it kind of dried. It's pretty much dry to the touch there. Probably leave it alone. Masked it off, got a little bit overage there. And on the front, that stuff should just scrape off, it says. But I think 4 coats will probably be a good start. It does say that if you see some spots still that are still going tacky in the heat that you probably need to cover it a little bit more. So far so good. We'll just see how it holds up. We'll do an update on it after a few days. It still needs a few days to really cure and to seal itself. But so far, not too bad. I mean, it blends in fairly nicely there. I mean, I didn't go over the edge. I didn't want it sitting up against the that part of the dash, so I just kind of left it alone there. But it blends in pretty good. So we'll go from there, and then we'll see what happens in a few days. Finish this video off. This is the finished product on the front door. This is after 4 coats. The only thing that is off here is that the coloring on this is actually a little bluer gray than the dash. It's got more of a medium gray. And then you got more, if you look on the side, you'll kind of see the difference. I didn't go over the edge because I was afraid it might build up, start sticking to that side, so I just kind of left it there. So not a big deal, but the coloring is definitely off a little bit. I did just finish the back doors today, so that's kind of what it looks like. That's after 3 coats. I'm gonna leave it at 3 on that one. I did contact the manufacturer about the coloring. They seem to think that maybe I ordered the wrong color, but I sent them because they wanted the VIN information there to see, and what I ordered is the correct code for the vehicle that I have. So he was thinking that was a different code. That was a few days ago. I haven't heard back yet, so I'm just not sure if they're gonna have a response again. They said they would help me out, but that was the last I heard of it. So again, it does hold up. I did have it outside yesterday, and we were in the high 90s in the sun, and none of this turned sticky or nothing like that, because normally it would just shine up and then it was be real tacky. But this thing sat for about as long outside as it would take it to get sticky, and it didn't do anything. So the product itself does what it's supposed to do. The coloring on this is off. I'm not sure if they have a different shade that would vary from, you know, interior to interior. I didn't think so. I thought they were all pretty much that same kind of light gray interior on the trim. Even regardless if you had beige or the gray or the cream or the black, I think the top was almost always the same color, but I might be wrong. So if you know anything about that, then just write a comment below. And but other than that, it does what it's supposed to do. Just definitely prep it. You gotta really tape off what you can to avoid having to clean up, because mineral spirits will help you shortly after you get it on the, like the other part of the leather, like over here. And that definitely would help take it off without damaging anything else. So anyway, that's the review for this product. Just want to give you the final show of it, and see you on the next one.